You know, I'm really passionate about making decisions that align with your faith and your values, especially when it comes to your family. And one area where that can feel really challenging right now is healthcare. Costs keep rising, and it's hard to feel confident that you're choosing the right path. That's why I wanted to share something I've been learning about called Liberty Health Share. It's not health insurance. It's a healthcare sharing ministry, which means you're joining a community of believers who come together to help carry one another's medical expenses. It's people living out the idea that we're stronger when we support each other and show up for one another. They offer programs for different stages of life and different budgets. So whether you're newly married, starting a family, or just looking for a better, more aligned approach, it's worth checking out. If you've been praying about a better way to navigate healthcare, this could be something to look into. You can learn more at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Liberty Health Share, a force for good.
Hello, I'm Michael Ware, President and CEO of the Center for Christianity and Public Life. You're listening to The Morning 5. Today is Wednesday, August 26th. Let's begin with a passage from the 136th Psalm. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods, for his steadfast love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who alone does great wonders, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who by understanding made the heavens, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who spread out the earth above the waters, for his steadfast love endures forever. To him who made the great lights, for his steadfast love endures forever. The sun to rule over the day, for his steadfast love endures forever. The moon and stars to rule over the night, for his steadfast love endures forever. May God bless the reading of his word. Well, friends, so glad to be with you. Just wanted to share with you again that our annual summit, the Center for Christianity and Public Life's annual summit, is just over a month away on October 5th through the 7th in Washington, D.C. I hope you'll make plans to join us. You can get your tickets at ccpubliclife.org/summit. Okay, now for the news. First up, for today's updates, the U.S. Treasury Department announced a new slate of sanctions aimed at punishing entities doing business with Iran, calling it Operation Economic Outcast, as the American war with Iran continues. The sanctions include more than 60 entities, some of which are Chinese companies that have helped Iran with its weapons procurement. The sanctions target 5 sectors in particular: digital assets, tech, gold, aviation, and shipping. Next up, new research detailed by the New York Times yesterday found that at least 1 in 4 of all NFL players will end up having CTE, a disease that is connected with repeated head injuries. The researchers examined 878 former NFL players who died between 2016 and 2021. At least 215 of them, about 25%, had CTE. Symptoms include memory loss, confusion, and uncharacteristic mood swings, decreases in executive function, and increases in erratic and impulsive behavior, including addiction. Scientists had already linked CTE's prevalence with football, but these findings indicate players are likely more at risk of developing it than previously thought. Last, for today's quick updates, Republican candidates in tight Senate races are contending with economic concerns from voters, with a renewed trade war with Canada threatening small businesses in northern and midwestern states. Maine Senator Susan Collins said Monday on the campaign trail that the tariffs will hurt businesses. Imposing new tariffs on Canada is a mistake, the Republican senator said. In Michigan, Democratic Senate nominee Abdul El-Sayed attacked the tariffs as a trade war for the president's vanity. Roughly 1/3 of Michigan's exports go to Canada. And yesterday, Canada retaliated to Trump's tariffs with retaliatory tariffs as high as 50%. That's 50% on hundreds of American products, including a doubling of duties on steel and aluminum. That will raise concerns about the economic costs to consumers of the Trump tariff policy. All right, now let's get into today's main story. Flock Safety is a tech company that provides surveillance equipment to police and law enforcement agencies. It has about 120,000 cameras across 49 states, which capture images of 20 billion license plates each month, according to the Wall Street Journal. The camera network is supposed to help solve crimes, according to the company, but Americans are increasingly concerned about being surveilled, as well as Flock's security vulnerabilities, which have allowed hackers to access video feeds remotely. This is something of a bipartisan issue. Some Republicans in Congress have pushed to block the cameras, and Democrats have said they worry about law enforcement abusing them. On the local level, activists are holding anti-surveillance rallies, and 2 towns in Massachusetts recently announced they would stop using flock cameras. The Journal interviewed an anti-surveillance advocate who said he has found ways to access flock security feeds and broadcast them to the internet. These cameras sometimes point toward common areas like playgrounds, neighborhood pools, or sidewalks. I'll read from the Journal's report. Atlanta area resident Jason Hunyar, who works in logistics, said he became alarmed about Flock after seeing Jordan's video exposing the live feed. Hunyar instantly recognized the suburban park where he and his wife walked when she was pregnant and realized his son was in Flock's database before he was even born. Hunyar has since obtained Flock audit logs through more than 200 public records requests. He found Flock employees viewed cameras in the suburb of Dunwoody more than 1,000 times, including at a park. Standing in a playground under a Flock video camera, a few dozen feet from children on swings, he said, "I don't really want my son to grow up in a world where he can be watched by anyone." Drivers have faced license plate readers for decades, but Flock cameras are connected to AI algorithms that track bumper stickers and distinctive features of vehicles like scratches, information that police can search through. Legislative responses focus on requiring police to obtain a warrant to use the cameras for investigations. "We don't want a surveillance state," said Ohio State Representative Levi Dean, who is working on legislation to limit the use of the cameras. The job of the legislature and a judge is not to make the police's job as easy as possible, even though it's in the confines of the law and the Constitution. That should be a good thing, but our job is to protect the rights of the citizens, Dean said, according to the State House News Bureau. "I still want them to catch bad guys and criminals, but I don't want them to violate other people, innocent people's rights in the process." Let's stop there for today and go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Father, always near us, may your name be treasured and loved. May your rule be completed in us. May your will be done here on earth in just the way it is done in heaven. Give us today the things we need today, and forgive us our sins and impositions on you, as we are forgiving all who in any way offend us. Please don't put us through trials, but deliver us from everything bad, because you are the one in charge, and you have all the power, and the glory too is all yours forever, which is just the way we want it. All right, thank you for joining me today. As always, the Morning Five is brought to you by the Center for Christianity and Public Life. If you'd like to learn more about our work at CCPL, you can visit ccpubliclife.org. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.